Thank you for joining us today, and I want to thank all the viewers thus far. I want to thank everybody who put forth the effort of subscribing and coming back to us every week to listen to our podcast. Today's show is going to be strictly on the amazing job and the technicality of being a T6.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Route Talk, Life Behind the Bag. I'm host Chris, and today we have a special guest, James. He's one of our T6s. We're going to talk about life as a T6, how he handles different routes day to day, and thoughts and opinions.
I'm Dante with Route Talk, and I'm joined today with my co-host.
All right. Welcome to Route Talk, Life Behind the Bag. Host Chris here. Our special guest today is James. He's at T6 at our station. And he's going to talk about his roles and responsibilities, what it's like to carry a bunch of different routes, and also thoughts and opinions about the post office in general.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
James, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been working for the post office for almost 10 years now. Absolutely love it to death. 55 years old. It's definitely the job for me. I've been in sales most of my life.
You're older than I am?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, you look younger than I do. What the heck?
I'm an old man. Interesting how I got into the post office. I was in sales most of my life, you guys. I sold ladies' shoes and Nordstrom's for a long time. Made a nice little living doing that. Moved on. I wanted to try something else. Got into bartending, and that got into wine sales after that. I was a regional wine buyer for Cosmos World Market for quite a few years. Then the last recession hit, or the big recession hit. I made everything very difficult. My wife was pregnant with our second child. I was scared to death. I got laid off, and it took a little time off. And I decided I wanted to do something different. I wanted to work outside for a change. I wanted to get out and be physical. I didn't know what that was, but I put all that into an algorithm in my computer, and USPS was one of the first things that spit out of the other side. I thought, that sounds perfect. So I pursued it relentlessly. And eventually I got myself an interview, got to test the whole thing, and got hired. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life as far as employment goes.
How many years ago was that?
So no, 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago.
So 10 years ago, did you have to actually go to a facility and take a test?
Yes,
or was it online?
No, I had to go to a facility and take the test. Yeah.
Truth be told, I actually did that too back in 2005 when I first got out of the military. I wasn't chosen. I think I failed the test. I don't know. So
a different standard.
Yeah.
It might be. And that test is crazy, dude. I mean, the kind of job I'd done before was completely different. I mean, it took a completely different skill set, the whole thing. And I had been in school in a long time, dude. Yeah. So taking a test like that really intimidated me. So, right now, I depend on my memory so much now, it's really not that big of a deal. It doesn't make me nervous. But I was psyching myself out. I was making it a lot harder than it had to be.
I remember I went to the library and actually checked out a book on how to take the test because it's this, and I still failed it. I was like, okay, I'll go into aerospace for a little bit.
No doubt.
Very good. Well, thanks for being here. Absolutely. So we wanted to get the knowledge and experience of a T6. We're going over some different positions that are in the post office. Tell us some unique positions. So you're not like us regular carriers that have a route day to day. You're switching up routes. Tell us what that's like and what kind of opportunities it brings to you.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I prefer it myself because I'm highly neurodivergent. I'm obsessive compulsive, the whole bit. And so I like change. I like variety. I like being out there in the world. So when I found out this was an option, I jumped on it right away. But it's a different route every single day. Something that's really interesting for me is I like to kind of go in the gym in the morning, that kind of thing, do my leg workouts. I have to kind of plan that stuff around the kind of route I'm doing that day.
That's why you look so young.
So if I know I'm doing
mixing it up.
Exactly. So if I know if I'm doing squats or whatever that day, I probably don't want to do a big long walking route. So I kind of, that kind of thing, or just preparing for the weather, or bottom line, preparing for the unexpected is the biggest thing for me. I might walk in thinking I'm doing 9:15 that day, and Maria's like, "Hey, I need you on 8:34." Well, I'm dressed to be on a mountain route. So expecting the unexpected is a huge, huge thing.
All right. So since you do both, you do kind of business routes, like main business route, then you have mountain routes, you have walking. What's your preference?
My preference is walking.
Walking.
I'm a
Okay.
big walker. And I found out that comes with neurodivergence as well. I mean, just physical, like being physical, that relaxes my mind. It helps me focus. It's just, it's one of those things. I played baseball growing up. Getting off on a little tangent. I played baseball growing up more than anything else. That was always my favorite sport. But other than that, I was always into like competing with myself, running or boxing kind of thing or something.
It's kind of hard to tell with your swagger today.
But
what sport you actually like.
no doubt. But baseball's always my favorite. But anyway, so walking's always my favorite. I just like the physical part of it. Mounted is okay. But I'm gonna tell you what, the least favorite mounted routes are like 913, where it's constant jump stops. I mean, that is one of the most annoying things. And you're always doing that in some concrete jungle as well. Never in, residential style neighborhood.
Absolutely. Less dogs, though. Less dogs to deal with. Tell us some. Do you have any crazy stories about some dog incidents you've had? Or?
I do, actually. We talked about this one last time. We're going to bring it up again. I think it's important for people to hear. My advice for people, when it comes to dealing with dogs, I found over time, I figured out my best weapon is to not be intimidated by them. I mean, just, you can't allow that to happen. You've got to be prepared for them no matter what. I was actually doing Dante's route. I was Dante's T6 for years, and I was doing his route, and there was a house with a tall black fence, and I know that the dog in there bit. I know for a fact that it did. The owner told me it did, but he's always really good at having a dog inside. I walked in, the gate closed behind me, and this gate is like literally 8 feet tall. I mean, I can't even climb it fast enough.
Yeah.
So I closed it, great fence, closed it, and I'm going up to the way, and here comes this dog, and 4 other dogs behind me I've never seen before, and they're all barking. I'm like, whoa, there's no way I'm getting to the fence fast enough. There's no way I'm getting to my spray fast enough. So the dog's coming to me. He literally turned his head to bite me, and you have to kind of do that sumo wrestler walk because they'll try to back because they'll try to flank you. And I didn't know what to do, so I kicked him straight in the head. And he was a tough cookie too, and I could tell he was the leader of the pack because when I did that, he was like, "Whoa, that's not supposed to happen." And so he tried it again, and I did it. All the other dogs was froze, and they're all like, "Arf, arf, arf,
like,
arf." Holy
you're like,
shit.
Debo just got hit.
Yeah.
So they all turned around and went back calmly, and he finally just, okay, I got the message, and went back. And that's it's interesting and everything. But what's for me, what stood out more than anything as I'm walking away is if I was a CCA or someone who was not used to dealing with dogs, I would have got mauled that day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought up CCAs because when they're doing routes, they're doing new routes every day. So they may not have that dog warning letter written on there. They may not have that alert on your scanner. What's some advice that you would give to CCAs while they're entering the workforce right here, first beginning? What kind of caution should they take?
Well, as far as dogs go, the first 2 things I'm going to say here, you guys are pretty, as far as dog safety, you're going to hear this a lot at the station, but look for clues. I mean, before you go on any fences or anything, even if it's a little dog that you think you can handle, you want to avoid it if you can, any sort of confrontation. So look for clues. I mean, if they're dog toys, obviously there are holes dug in the lawn. Is there one of those trails that goes along the fence line, the whole thing?
Yeah, where they've been walking.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And then take your keys and shake your keys like crazy, bang on that fence, make noise, see if it's coming. And then when you go in there, if you're still not sure, have that spray ready there. Have your hand on or whatever. More than anything, don't let the shock and awe of that dog get to you. Be prepared for it, because that's that split second where you're like, whoa, you're panicking. That's where it's going to come in. Remember, you got 2 feet. That thing's got 1 head.
Yep.
Okay. And you got to spray. So just keep your calm and understand that that's something you might be dealing with and to prepare for it. Don't let the shock and awe get to you.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to spray. And then even when you had that kicking instinct, it's just that's an instinct right there. It's a survival instinct.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you have to do what you can just to get out of the situation. So you can do an after action report and say, oh, maybe I would have handled it this way. But when you're in the moment, you're surviving. And you're trying to keep on working that day, keep on working the next day. So absolutely. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
I got 2 questions pertaining to that. One, what did management say when you reported it?
When I told management about it, they said that they were going to put the dog warning. They told me, said, let us know right away and we'll put it on the scanner, that kind of thing. I was like, hey, no problem. I felt like I dealt with it and felt bad. Honestly, I don't want to kick the dang dog. So, I talked to the owner about it a little bit, but management, they didn't, they did what they were supposed to do. But I definitely told them, I said, look, if this was my first dog encounter, I might have gotten mauled. because
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared. I wouldn't have been prepared.
Yeah. So the second question to that is, before you became the seasoned, I guess, mailman to deal with these kind of situations, do you have any scars from when you weren't so seasoned?
I'm so glad you asked me that, dude. And this is the irony in all of it, right? One time I got bit, right? And it was by the smallest dog you could possibly have.
Always.
It was unbelievable. You guys.
Always.
I'm in there and and he got me good,
Yeah.
you guys. He got me so good. You could literally see the scar where his tooth went in and then came out.
Oh, wow.
You guys see the scar. So he got me good. And I turned around and kicked. I was so mad. I didn't know what I was going to do. It was early in my career. But I was just mad. He went right in the doggy door. You win this time, buddy. You win. You win. I mean, I gave it to him. I got, you got, and it's the only time I've ever been bitten to him. So.
Wow. Thank you for sharing.
We're going to change topics, go over the ODL, overtime.
Oh, yeah.
There's specific rules for T6 when it comes to overtime and out of schedule pay. Some of these things haven't been as prevalent recently. They were more prevalent when we were working during the pandemic, definitely, when we were shorthanded. Can you tell us about some of the specific rules that come with out of schedule pay when that situation would come up?
Out of schedule pay is when you're doing a route that's not on your string. Now, if you're on a non-schedule, I don't think that applies.
Okay.
So if you're on a non-schedule, which means you're coming in on your day off, non-sched is what we call them, you're pretty much at the mercy of whatever they have at that point. If it is a scheduled day and they put you on a route that's not yours, then you get paid. I believe is it time and a half for that?
I believe so.
It was time and a half for that. Yeah. It's definitely not as prevalent. It used to be, I mean, I could walk in and, hey, I'll do this route if you guys want. Hey, no problem, we'll give you out. But they've really cracked down on that stuff.
Absolutely. And then you also have a responsibility if carriers call in, if there's open routes on your string they may have you case up.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up.
How do you feel about that? And what does it say in the contract about that?
Well, and that's what I was referring to earlier when I was like, I have to be prepared for the unexpected.
Yes.
Because I'll come in ready to do a route. I say, sorry, Doug, it's one of your routes and your strings. And the contract says I pretty much have to. I'm at the
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot to say. So, and that's fine. That's what I signed up for. But I gotta admit, for me, who, I get bored easily.
Yes.
Doing like 9, 15, 5 days in a row, it kind of drives me crazy. It kind of drives me crazy. I'm like, dude, really? The same concrete jungle, these same customers. And, don't get me wrong, I love them to death, but I'm a T6 for a reason. The variety I love. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're switching up routes, since you have 5 different routes, you run into 5 different personalities. Can you tell me about how you tend to manage different routes, unexpected things you might see? How do you kind of react to that? You don't have to put anybody on blast, but is there any situations that really grind your gears when it comes to
killing it with the questions, dude. I mean, this is so perfect. Okay, okay. Tacoma in particular it's a great question for a town like this. Tacoma is old and new, kind of at the same time,
Yes.
right? So when I took over 913. That really opened my eyes. You've got some businesses down there in Center Street and stuff, you guys, that have been there a long time. Okay, these people, they got files and stuff stacked up. They've been there a while.
pre-World War II industry?
Absolutely, and not a lot of them live in Tacoma. So a lot of them have kind of preconceived ideas what Tacoma's like, or they might be based in Tacoma on what they went through in the 90s or something like that. So you get a lot of different personalities for people who don't necessarily live here, but feel a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
So you're kind of going back and forth with that, and it's just interesting to see kind of people's reactions and to certain situations. Whether it's people who aren't supposed to be there, or it's just weird.
You're talking about geos.
Yeah,
Geos is fine. Like, as long as you can say their first name, but not be so specific.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
So Geo has 913.
Yeah,
913. One of the first CCA assignments that I had was Geos before they did the route adjustment. But even at that, it is confusing if you don't know, because the added difficulty to it. It's not like where you come to a house, you look for a mailbox. You have to come to a business and see where they're receiving the mail, if they have outgoing going somewhere. And then I hate to say it, sometimes you run into somebody who doesn't speak English and doesn't know or recognize what uniform you're wearing, and they look at you as a customer as well. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Right.
Well, and one thing that I'm glad you brought that up too is Center Street is no joke, dude. You can't just slow down and look at an address like this. Let me go over to the side and I'll figure it out. Let me look now and I'll get back into traffic if I need to. I mean, you're on the hot seat, dude, and it's also a little frustrating, but it's the jump stop nature of it all. It's just the old. You get a different vibe from that area of Tacoma than just about anywhere else. And then you've got like your residential routes and things where depending on the neighborhood, you're gonna have you can have either lower income neighborhoods sometimes. Like, I mean, what was that, crack cul-de-sac? I mean, come on, right? Crazy.
Cul-de-sac.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that is crazy. And it's turning me into a fantastic communicator. So to answer your question, it's turning me into a fantastic communicator. That's my favorite part. But dealing with all these personalities, trying to communicate with people and give them what they need in the best way possible, it's turning me into a heck of a communicator. I mean, you're talking to somebody who and you know how this is. You'll be talking to somebody who's just either, how can I say this? Who is straight up, like, openly attracted to you.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncomfortable sometimes. It's like, you're delivering mail, this person is literally addressing with their eyes and they're not shy about it.
Yeah.
And then you're delivering mail to people who just flat out hate you.
Yeah.
Just hate you. And you have
Diversity of feelings.
Exactly. And you have to figure out a way to come out on the other end of that.
That's right.
And I accept the challenge. It's like, fine, hate me all you want to. I'm just using you for practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point you bring up about customer interactions and how every day is a different situation, especially when you're on different routes. You're seeing these people once a week, so you may only have that one day a week rapport. You may only, it could be a one-shot chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a difficult part of that. I don't know if I can deal with that. I like to do it daily interaction. I need a regular schedule. I don't know about you, Dante.
I wish I had a regular schedule because my route got dissolved. I've been a unassigned regular now, so I've been jumping around. I think that means to management is put them on the routes that CCAs can't figure out. So, which is like 842. Yeah, that one terrible. And then every now and again, I'll get geos, but because I've done it a couple times,
it's tough to case, but once you get it down, once you get out there.
My question to you two, since for those of you who don't know, actually, James was my T6 on 907, so I want to give him a shout out. He did such an outstanding job, simply because I can tell when he doesn't do it, because my customers will be like, the mail person came by and just drove on by, and I was like, well, that wasn't James.
No, not even close.
My question for both of you guys are on the ODL, right?
Yes.
What do you think is more beneficial, being a T6 like James here, or being a regular with a regular route like what you have, Chris?
It depends on what area you're doing. So if you're familiar with your zip codes, so we have it kind of broken up into a zip code, but every now and then we'll swing over to the other side. But I'm pretty familiar with all these routes. I've been doing this, for the last 5 years, and during COVID, they sent us everywhere. So everywhere in Tacoma. So I have a familiarity of how the routes are broken up. And then in this part of Tacoma, we're lucky that we have a grid pattern to where the blocks are in nice squares in a lot of situations. So that's a underrated fact that I see there. But I'd say T6, since they see a number of routes, they're more of an advantage.
They're definitely a technician because they're more versatile. They're going to get done quicker. They're going to be chosen most of the time because they know more routes just instinctively.
Yes.
So.
And they're casing more routes.
Oh, yeah.
My instincts are definitely better. I mean, because I'm a T6, my instincts as a carrier, even finding boxes and,
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what's interesting about being a T6 too, I forgot to, is when you find out you're delivering to someone's job and their house on another route.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That happens quite a bit. It's like, don't you deliver my job? Well, that's wild. It's a trip.
It's crazy when when you've been doing this for a while and you're running into your customers just on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And, you don't know how to react because you're in you're in that carrier thing of, hello, here's your mail.
Oh,
And that's it.
absolutely. I've been stumped a couple times that I've gone into Winco and somebody will stop me and be like, "So how's your day going?" And I'm like,
This does not compute.
"I don't know who you are."
It's Costco for me.
Yeah, Costco.
It's
Yeah.
Costco for me. You know what's interesting? Though,
That's
is they
because he
never
makes that
recognize
big
me.
money.
Yeah.
When-
Winco, Costco.
I don't know what it is. So I recognize cars in parking lots
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
In Tacoma. That's wild. It's like, I know you. And they never recognize me. It's like that Clark Kent thing.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
never recognize me. But I can't remember the last time I went to Costco and didn't see somebody I delivered mail to or didn't recognize a car
Right.
in the parking lot. And I'm sure Winco is the same way. That place is always
Oh, yeah.
packed.
All right, that was a great discussion right there. Before we move on, I wanted to show you guys something, and it makes it drives the point about being safe, especially 1, 2, 3, take the key. If you are a regular or even a CCA for more than a day, you know what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and let Chris take this one. I'm going to put up a picture, and he's going to explain what happened. Here we go.
So right here,
Whoa.
it's wonderful damage right there. I was out delivering, so you get to your spot. 1, 2, 3, take the key. Curbs are wheels are curbed. I get out and it's just a normal swing, normal day right here at this spot. I'm going down the street. I'm heading away from my vehicle. All of a sudden I hear this like big explosion. I thought it was coming from a different street. It was so loud.
How'd it go?
Nice.
So all of a sudden, I had customers running out of their house, seeing what's happening. Then they ran down to me and was like, dude, I think somebody just hit your car. I saw it. And you can see the street marks right there. It moved.
Yeah.
It moved.
He came around that corner. Hi.
Yeah, he came around there. So hits the back left part right there, continues on down the road, and stops at a house 2 or 3 houses down. Gets out and runs down the alley.
Oh.
There's a stolen vehicle.
Serious?
There were no plates on it. There's extensive damage on his front right part. A couple of neighbors had seen the guy run, so I had the police talk to them. First of all, I called Maria. I called her manager
Right.
and said, "Hey, I got an incident. Come to this spot." You know, I gave her the address. They sent a couple of supervisors out to bring me another vehicle. And I said, "All right, I'm hanging up. I got to call the police."
Mhm.
So I called them. I gave them his description best I could. I had the neighbors right there. I just stopped everything right there because, you know, this is number one priority. Banded up the mail, put it in the vehicle. Had the description of the person. I don't know if they caught him or not, but it was wild. So as you can see right here, so much damage to the wheel. You can see the axle was absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Axle was absolutely taken out right there. But if you look at the front left part right there, you can see that the wheels are curved
Outstanding. Good job.
right there.
Good.
And
Way
what
to
you
go.
can't see from this vehicle, from this view right here, is there was a vehicle 5 feet in front of me. So if these things weren't curved correctly, you can see the vehicle right there.
Absolutely.
It would have gone right into there.
Yeah.
The post office would have had to pay for damage. But no, all they had to do was clean that up, tow it out. I got a different vehicle. I was able to carry on with my day. I didn't have much to say to the police officer because I didn't see it.
Right.
But I directed them to a couple of people that did see it. And
Yeah, thank goodness you weren't in there because an LLV is nothing but a big old box of
Tuna can.
aluminum.
Big
So,
tuna can, dude. That's what
big-
it is.
Like if you were to be hitting there, it's not like there's no airbags, there's no cushions, nothing.
So I couldn't even, when I tried to get my stuff out of the vehicle right there, opening the slide, I had to kick the door to get it back on the hinges right there to be able to open up the door because they were jammed right there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that was just so wild.
You know what's crazy about looking at this picture also is that there's virtually no skid marks. So the person who was driving was not paying attention
Yes.
to anything.
Yes.
Like
So-
you're well far enough
Mhm.
towards the curb. Must have been like a hit and it said, "Oh crap." And then
That's a spot right there where I do take a break too, because it's one of the few spots on my route that has shade. So in the
Right.
summertime, I park under there because there's a shade spot right there. So I'll be sitting there for a second, maybe on my phone, taking a break, getting some water, getting a
Yeah.
Gatorade, things like that. most of the time I'm just chilling right there. So yeah, it's a miracle I wasn't even in there.
Well, I noticed there weren't any skid marks myself. So was he just joyriding, or was someone in pursuit? I mean,
so we did look at Cliff and I did look inside the vehicle right there. I don't know, he was out at Taco Bell about 3 a.m. So
About right next to the fentanyl.
Yeah, so possibly in there. No, we just looked in the passenger seat. We saw a Taco Bell receipt. We saw he had gotten it at like 3 a.m. something like that. So maybe, I don't know. He may have been under the influence. I don't know. He was staggering out of the car. I don't know if that was something to do with being under the influence, or if he was just shocked by the accident.
Yeah.
But the fact that he just ran away and abandoned the car was still there 3 days later, and I was watching it getting towed away.
Wow.
It was there over the weekend.
His flight or fight mechanism just jumped in.
He's
Flight right now.
Absolutely.
James, what do you think?
I think curb your wheels, you guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
As corny as that might sound, as much as we hear it, you guys, I mean, come on, look how close he is to that car in front of him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that would have been a whole different situation. And I'll tell you what, I'm so glad you weren't in there, Chris, because one of my biggest fears, dude, when I am doing a mountain route on Alaska, and I'm on 7, dude, that so easily can happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm glad you weren't in that car, man.
There's so many different situations where, like, you'll be stopped right there. You're just jump stopping package.
Yep.
And that could happen so fast. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Because if you're in Alaska, dude, and traffic's coming this way, they have to stop. They have to stop for the other traffic to go by to get past you.
Yeah.
So
people are flying down that road too.
It's terrible. So I'm so glad you're terrible, dude. Whew, that's hardcore.
Yeah, so the takeaway here, guys, do what you're supposed to do. You get paid to be safe.
Absolutely.
That's my one of the other safety captains at on the west side of TCCF, James.
Mm-hmm.
He preaches. You get paid. You might as well do it. There's also one more picture that I need you to explain. What is this all about?
It's a little AR. That's my. What do you call those things? The avatar. That's my avatar.
That's awesome.
Getting what I need to get done, looking good doing it.
Damn right.
Raccoon. All right, let's get back to interrogating James.
Absolutely. Just a couple more features to go over.
Sounds good.
So this year we're celebrating America 250, which the post office was established about a year before that, so we're about 250 years old. We had a lot of transitions, a lot of history going into, and now in a changing world, there's a lot of uncertainty. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that you see coming, that you want to see as far as changes in the post office, and what are some of the things that you're concerned about right now?
What I'd like to see is expanding our services. For me, that would be a dream. That'd be really cool, you guys. I mean, I really looked into it. And do you know that we could do like banking systems and stuff for people? There's just all the same stuff that you can do for doing copies, and you can at UPS and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'd like to see us expand to those kind of services for people. I think that would be a great service. I think we could make more money doing it, because right now it's all packages. It's all packages.
Right. It seems to be. The first class mail, the standard mail is decreasing year over year right now. So we need to find ways to generate revenue, but also be cost effective. So.
Absolutely. And one thing, what we've got going for ourselves, you guys, we got a huge workforce.
Yes.
And we're willing to work.
Yes.
You want us to do the census for you, whatever? Hey, let's do it. I mean, but we've got a great work. We've got a huge workforce, and we're ready to go.
So one of the big issues that's all on our minds right now, especially union members, is our contract, which we've been now a month and a half without a contract. And as you remember the last time, we went almost 2 years without getting an agreement. We had to go to arbitration, and we got a settlement. When they came to the first settlement, it came to a vote, and when Kim was on here a couple weeks ago, it was 79% no.
79%.
So it was a resounding, hey, we don't believe that this is a fair contract for us. They gave us a couple more pennies, and then that was that. So coming up this time, you were a delegate beforehand. What are some of the things that you have heard that are brought up to help improve the lives of us carriers?
Honestly, you guys, the stuff what I'm a delegate for is it's multiple unions. It's just about every union that we. It's not just the postal union.
Yes.
We represent the postal union among all these other unions. So we're in solidarity with these other unions. So we're hearing a lot of grievances and stuff from other unions. It's always as far as the post office goes, it's pretty much the same thing. It's there's one addition to it. First of all, it's always fighting the privatization. That's something we're always hearing about. They're dying to do that. You see money going out the window for themselves, the whole thing. But another thing now, the voting, us delivering voting pamphlets, that's becoming, we're never really a problem before. We were fine with it. We understand how it works. But now that's starting to become kind of an issue too. So I'm not sure where that's going to go, but it's definitely more something I'm thinking about more than I ever have. It's out in the atmosphere now. People are talking about it. It's, so I don't know what's going to happen with that either. That makes me real curious. But other than that, it's just privatization, or just trying to beat us down, take our hours, take our overtime away. I like money, and I'm willing to work for it. I will stay out there 12 hours a day, 6 days a week with a smile on my face as long as they're paying me. Yeah. And that's something we have going for ourselves as mail carriers. We're willing to do that.
We're still the human element right here. With technological advancement, with the advent of AI coming up, these are tools. Remember, these are tools, not replacements. Yep. So if they're used effectively, they can be a benefit for us.
Yep.
So don't forget about the human.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with Chris on this, and I'm pretty sure since we're roughly closer in age, our I guess culture for our time is that you work hard, you play hard. And as long as you work hard, you get where you're supposed to be.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So, and today, and I'm not making any assumptions or anything like that, so I don't want you guys to get all up in arms about it, but it's not like how it was for us being brought up. You know what I'm saying? My father taught me, work hard for the things that you want. You know what I'm saying? Interestingly enough, when you mentioned the voter pamphlets, I just wanted to throw this out there. What do you guys think it is? Do you think it's a way for the president to sway the voter for voting to be in his direction, or is it what he is intending for it, which I will support because that's how I see it, is that he's trying to navigate through cybersecurity and making it more valid instead of something, you know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to do a checks and balance on it being fraudulent. So
right, that's a delicate balance between state and federal right there. So state elections, when you have a presidential election, basically the way to think about it is 50 separate elections plus DC.
Yeah.
So when you have that, states have the ability to run their elections. Now, there are more efficient ways out there. Sometimes it kind of does grind my gears that some of these vote counts do take weeks.
Right.
Sure. When we have modern tools to be able to get this done within some hours. Not every country allows this type of voting, but in the state of Washington, I've seen nothing but good things.
Yeah.
So the way that they implemented it back in, I believe, 2010. So they've been running this system for a long time. They've swept a lot of the bugs out of it. There's been a good track record for it. So if it's run in a timely manner, I think you're going to get more positivity out of that.
Well, I think the question of it is that unless each state, I believe, shows the whoever the postmaster is or the post office their voter
rolls.
Their voter rolls.
Yes.
And if they are willing or not willing to participate, it is now the decision of the post office whether or not they're going to deliver their pamphlet.
I think there's going to be a few AGs that are going to dispute that, and we can have an opinion on that. I don't know. It's above my pay grade.
It definitely is above my pay grade.
But I think it's something that will and should be discussed.
All right. Yep.
And here's my thing on why they're doing it. Who's further? I'm not. The way I'm looking at it is, was it working, and is the solution making it better or worse?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all. It's never had a problem with it before. We deliver those pamphlets fine. And I'll tell you guys something. I hear all these crazy stories. Oh, my mom got 2 pamphlets. My wife signed my name on one of her voter pamphlets. This was years ago,
Uh-huh.
and they sent that back.
What?
Yep, they sent. That's not your signature.
Wow.
So just because you're getting a voter pamphlet doesn't mean you can just sign it and they're going to accept it.
Right.
Absolutely.
It really blew my mind, dude. I was like, why did I get my voter pamphlet back? She said, oh my God, I signed your name for you. And they saw that and they did not match. They did not do that shit. They
Absolutely.
not doing it. So it's been effective. So if we're creating solutions for problems that don't exist, that are making things harder, then I'll start looking into, okay, why are we doing this? But in the meantime, it's like, come on, let's not. If it's not broken,
Let's not reinvent the wheel.
Fix it.
Kind of thing, right?
And we do a great job delivering those pamphlets.
Absolutely.
So,
Are we saying pamphlets or ballots?
Ballots.
I think we're saying ballots because you got me confused. Like I know those heavy
Ballots.
stacks right there.
Sorry,
those
right.
heavy stacks that we carry. I was like, no, I think it's ballots that we're talking
Yeah.
about.
No,
So,
sorry.
I stand
Yes.
corrected. Thank you, Chris, for
You're welcome.
continually correcting me.
I'm always.
That's awesome.
I'm here.
That's
for you.
why I have him.
That's so. I guess the last thing I wanted to ask you is this is your floor, your time. We don't have to go national. We can go local office. What's on your mind for the post office? Free reign.
I want to know where it's going next. I want to know what my job's going to look like. I want to know my opportunity to make money. I want to know, where we're going to be. It's really hard to tell. It's kind of scary, you guys. I mean, the rate at which they're hiring people now, which I don't have a problem with. I understand. I don't want to get caught up in nepotism and that kind of a thing. But it's like, what exactly are we doing here? Where exactly are we going here? And I got to be honest, I don't really trust leadership right now, dude.
You don't say.
I just got to put it out there. I don't trust leadership right now. Everybody wants to get rich. Everybody's out for themselves. And, man, we got families, dude. And we're a workforce. We're not individuals here. We need each other. Matter of fact, I was talking to my wife last night about this. I said, this is the first job I've had with this kind of camaraderie. I mean, my life is kind of in some of you guys' hands and vice versa. I mean, no matter who we are, our political position, no matter what our race, no matter what our culture is, dude, we depend on each other out there. I don't care who you are. If you're a carrier and you're doing your job right, we're going to be friends.
Absolutely.
Well said.
We're going to be friends. So I understand what it is to be like a firefighter or a police officer, whatever. You guys come first, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down.
I think Dante would agree with me. It's another offshoot of the military when it comes to camaraderie, diversity. This is you have people coming from all walks of life here, and they're coming to do one mission.
Yep.
And the stories that we share with each other, the experiences that we have, there's that uniqueness right there, that bond that a lot of people can't relate to. So that's why we're doing this. We're trying to show you guys this is what we do. This is how we feel. And this matters.
Absolutely.
This matters to us.
Yeah.
We're passionate about this. We wouldn't be doing this podcast if we weren't passionate about this.
I mean, Christian, Hindu, Muslim. I mean, you are a mail carrier when you put that uniform on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I see.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, just they have these different pushes, which make no sense. They'll have a flavor of the week when they're trying to push a different idea of, make sure your scans are there. Make sure this. They're trying to keep on task. And then at the other hand, they're not hiring enough of us workers. And then they're trying to pull some of these inexperienced workers aside. It's like, hey, let me tell you about this 204B program. I can't tell you how many times I was offered that before my 90 days.
Right.
Yeah.
They offered it to me ad nauseum. I'm really glad I didn't take it.
I'm not surprised with you, Chris. You've got the personality and the mind for it.
Right. But at the same time, things have to be done. And we were very shorthanded at the time. So I saw that as a hindrance. I still see it as a hindrance right now. I want to go out there and do the work.
Yeah.
100%. That's what I'm committed to.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Being out there with the people doing the job.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Well, thanks, James, for joining us for the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I appreciate it.
For the viewers out there, if you stayed with us to the end here, please, if you have any questions for myself, for Chris, and even James, whether if you're on the fence of becoming a regular and you want to know if you should take on a T6 role, do understand the reason why they're called T6s is because they are technicians, basically, because they have to memorize 5 routes. They have to put on 5 different hats. And not only that, the reason why they're called a 6 is because they're a step above a regular. So a technician 6, T6, for those of you who didn't know that. Yeah. And if you haven't, please like and subscribe. We're already up to 23 subscribers. We're continuing to
32,
grow.
sir.
32? 32?
32.
32. I stand. He keeps me in line. He's my sonny, and I'm his share, I guess. I don't.
Can I say
whatever?
Can I say one more thing here? I want to say what I appreciate about what you guys are doing. I was talking to some of the people at the station about this, and my wife, is you guys are getting the straight dope here. You guys are bringing the people who you work with, people who are out there on the streets, people who are seeing it in one of the most diverse areas in the nation.
Yeah.
Okay. So anybody who's watching this, you guys, these are the real people, and these guys are putting it out here for you to see. And I appreciate it. These guys are awesome.
No, thank you.
All right, like I said, like and subscribe. For our next episode, so we're gonna have Axel, who is a steward on the east side, come in and share some knowledge. So look out for that.
Until next time.
Until next time, Route Talk.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Peace.